So today I'm going to be doing a pinkish purple smoky eye with a half cut crease, and I'm going to be using the Naked 3 palette for this. So if you'd like to see how I create this look, then just keep watching. I'm going to start off by using my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation, and I'm in the shade 125, and I just poured a little bit on my hand, and I'm using my mineral powder brush from Sephora and just dipping into the product whenever I need it, and I'm going to apply that all over my face, buffing it in using circular motions. And I did apply a lotion prior to the foundation. Next, I'm using my Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and I'm in the shade Sand Sable, and I'm just applying this into triangles underneath my eyes to cover up my dark circles. And I also am going to be applying this onto a blemish I have on my chin. And next, I'm using a dampened beauty blender to blend that out both underneath my eyes and on my chin. Next, I'm using my Mercier translucent loose powder, and I'm just tapping this into the lid and using my beauty blender to set my concealer and also apply this to other areas of my face where I get a little more oily. So for me, that's my chin, underneath my nose, and at my forehead. And then I'm using this e.l.f. powder brush to blend that out towards the rest of my face. To contour my face, I'm using this bronzer from my Naked by Urban Decay Flushed palette, and I'm using an e.l.f. angled brush to pop that into the hollows of my cheekbones and at the tops of my forehead by my temples. And this is just going to give my face some added definition. For my highlight, I'm again using the Naked Flushed palette, and I'm just popping this highlight onto the tops of my cheekbones and at the tips of my nose. For my brows, I'm using this NYX Micro Brow Pencil, and I'm going to use short and light strokes to make sure that my eyebrows are looking natural, but I also do want to fill them in so that they get a little darker coloring to them and so that they don't look as sparse. Then once I finish filling in my brows, I'm using the other side of this brow pencil, and it has a spoolie brush on it, and I'm just going to brush through my brows to make them a little more natural looking and combed through. Next, I'm using my Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and I'm going to be applying one dot onto each eyelid, then blending that out using my ring finger, blending from the inner corner all the way up to the brow bone, and this is going to be the base for our eyeshadows. For my eyeshadows, I will be using the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette, and to start off, I will be using this color called Nooner on one of the brushes that came in the palette, and this is a double-sided brush, and I'm just going to be concentrating this color into the crease, starting at the outer corner, working my way into the inner corner, and blending that out as much as possible using this same brush. Next, I'm using this shade called Factory, and I'm applying that into the crease as well, focusing most of the color at the outer corner, but bringing that all the way into the inner corner within the crease. And I'm just going to be blending that out using the same brush as I used for the first color called Nooner. So again, I'm just starting at the outer corner and working my way in towards the inner corner. Normally I wouldn't use this shade in my full crease because it is sparkly, but I do want my crease to be pretty dark even in the inner corner because we are doing a cut crease, so I want that to be more dramatic. Next, I'm using this color on the far right, and this is a very dark purplish black color, and it has pinkish red glitters in it. And I'm using this e.l.f. pencil brush to focus this on the outer V of my eyes. I'm taking this about halfway through my crease, and then I also am applying this to the outer half of my upper lash line, and this color is called Dark Heart. Next, I'm blending all of that out with the first shade that I used called Nooner on my fluffy blending brush, and I'm focusing this more into the crease than the outer corner because I don't want to blend out the darker color too much for fear of that looking muddy, and I want it to kind of remain in the outer corner area, so I don't want to blend out that part too much. To blend out the crease even further, I'm using this light dusty pink color called Limit, and I'm focusing this on the very outer part of my crease, more towards my brow bone actually than into the deep part of my crease, but this is just going to blend out the color a little bit extra. And now I'm going back in with the pencil brush and the color Dark Heart, and I'm just deepening up the outer V just because I blended it a little bit too much, but you'd rather blend too much than not enough. Now I'm using my NYX Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer and this flat brush, and I'm going to begin making my cut crease. So I'm starting at the inner corner of my eyes and slowly working my way up, and I'm just applying that onto the inner 3/4 of my eyelid. I'm not making a full cut crease, I'm just doing about a half cut crease. And to apply this, you want to make sure that you are applying a sharp line, and you want it to make sure that it flows with the natural curve of your eye. So then once I've made the shape that I desire to achieve, I'm just going to go back and fill in any extra places that need more concealer on my actual eyelid, and I'm just tapering that off at the end a little bit so that it looks not as harsh at the end. And now I'm just going back and doing this on my other eye. This is the hardest part of the tutorial and also the most important because it's so important to remain very precise in the line that you're making, but this is also the part that's going to make this eyeshadow look very unique and different from other eyeshadow looks. Don't be discouraged if this is hard for you to achieve. It takes me a very long time, so just practice and be patient with it. Next, I'm taking this very shimmery pale pink color called Dust, and I'm applying that to the inner part of my eyelid, and you need to make sure that you don't apply this above the line that you created with the concealer because that would defeat the purpose of using the concealer in the first place. So yeah, I'm being very careful not to go outside the lines. Next, I'm using this shimmery mauve color called Liar on the same brush, and I'm putting this into the outer part of my eyelid, blending that into my outer corner so that it looks nice and blended. Next, I'm using this taupey brown shimmery color, and this is my favorite color in the palette. This is called Mugshot, and I'm just putting this into the outer corner to blend out that line that I created with my cut crease, just to make sure that it looks nice and blended because I don't like the look of the line there towards the outer corner. Now I'm taking the color Dust again, and I'm applying this more towards the middle of my eyelid to brighten up the eyes a little bit more and blend the two colors Dust and Liar together. For underneath my eyes, I'm taking Nooner on a smaller flat brush, and I'm taking this about halfway into my eye on my lower lash line. Then I'm taking Factory on the same brush, and I'm applying this to the outer quarter of my lower lash line. Then I'm taking the color called Dust, and I'm applying that to the inner half of my lower lash line. I applied my eyeliner and my mascara both off camera, but I do have a video on how I do my winged eyeliner if you'd like to go check that out. But for my products, I used the L'Oreal Infallible The Super Slim Liquid Eyeliner and the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. So next I'm going to be using this NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade London, and I'm going to be lining my lips using this and then filling my lips in. Next, I'm using my Urban Decay lipstick in Fiend, and this is a nice medium rosy pink color, and I'm just applying that over the top of my lip liner. If you want a very pigmented and long-lasting lipstick, then I highly recommend this one. It lasts all day, no matter what I do, through eating and everything like that. So this is the completed look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and thank you so much for watching.